Can resin start a fire in your home? You can see just how quick. You need to be careful where you put your resin objects. I think at any moment that could flame up. Right, we are back, and this one is a really serious thing that I think we need to talk about. I haven't seen anybody else talk about this. And this actually happened to me with a piece of resin that I've got at home. A friend of mine in the resin community made a resin sphere with my mum's ashes in the bottom, mainly clear resin. And she's always been in the same spot in our living room at home. I come home from work one day and Mrs. Cooper said to me, Dan, I've had to move your mum because she was smoking. I was like, what? What do you mean she was smoking? We had a wax burner next to the sphere and the sun was coming through at a different angle. And she's been in the same spot for a long time, but because the sun moves in the sky over seasons, it had got to a point where it was kind of in the perfect place to create a fire. So it got me thinking, more awareness around this really needs to be talked about. So this is mainly thanks to my mum for bringing this up, because I never really thought about it before. But it is really important, especially if you sell these kind of things, that you give the right information to your customers, and also for you if you are creating with resin, because you could leave something in your craft room or you could have something at home in a place and it could very quickly start a fire. So we are going to run an experiment today. Can resin start a fire in your home? Again, don't try this at home. Okay, so here it goes with the experiment. I've just got a bit of black card here. Now this is actually scratch paper, but it will do for the experiment. So, can we, not that we want to, can resin or epoxy start a fire? Now I've got a shadow from my desk coming through here, so bear with me. So all I'm going to do is just concentrate that light. I mean, this could be a curtain inside. This could be on your dressing table, on your windowsill. And basically all I'm doing is I'm doing this intentionally just to show you. Can you see that smoke? Very quickly, resin can start a fire. Now, just to show you, I mean, there's nothing the other side of the card. This is just literally me holding this against the card. Now, different shapes, different resin objects are going to bend light in different ways. I mean, it can be pretty dangerous. So it's just to show you that you need to be careful where you put your resin objects. And I mean, even mirrors can do this if they bend light and reflect light onto different objects around your home. I don't want to scare you too much by showing you this, but if it can save your your house or even a customer's house from burning down, I want to see if I can actually get a flame going here. And this, you know, it's it's got Petri art inside it as well, so that's kind of distorting some of the light rays. I want to actually see if I can get a flame going. I don't know whether it will ignite, but we'll find out. I might have to get a better concentration of the light going. think I'm at the wrong angle. And my fingers are getting in the way on the other side. It's starting to smoke. I don't think we'll be able to get a flame. The issue is there's a shadow as well, preventing me from... If this was fabric, I think it would go up really, really quickly. But you can see that smoke beginning to come up. To move out of that shadow. There it goes. It's going really, really quickly now. But will it ignite? Let's try another spot. Oh, that's really smoking now. And this is just an October's day in the UK. Imagine when that sun is stronger. I think I need to change to a fabric. I think a black fabric or a dark fabric would really go up in smoke pretty quickly. But look at that. Let's change to, say, a fabric. Okay. This is the cuff of my hoodie. Do not try this at home, guys. This is just to show you and make you aware of the dangers. Look, how instant was that? As soon as I had that concentrated on the fabric, almost straight away. This is crazy. Well, if there ever is like an apocalyptic event and somebody finds one of these resin spheres, they'll be able to start a fire pretty quickly. You see that? That is a lot of smoke. I don't think it's going to go up though. This is casting that shadow from my desk. That's a very strong point there. But different fabrics are going to behave differently. But that would definitely 100% start a fire. A very preventable fire. So if you're selling things like this, even resin skulls, I would 100%, this is why I always say, when people say to me, oh, alcohol inks fade in the sun, resin yellows over time, it's all true. But the key thing with any aftercare and advice to anybody who purchases resin or makes resin is keep out of direct sunlight. This is why I'm not fond of sun catchers, because it only has to reflect the light or refract the light in a certain way and it can cause a hazard. I don't think we're going to get any flames though. Not today anyway. So I've just got a piece of black card. This isn't scratch paper. I just want to see if it does anything different on this. The sun has moved, so I've had to move my camera. There you go, very quickly. It's starting to bellow out. Quite a bit of smoke. Let's see, I don't know whether you can see that on camera, but the card is beginning to crack under the heat. Might need a bit of a blow. I don't think the sun today is strong enough to ignite it. So I've had to move into some more direct sunlight. And I just want to show you, I mean, even if you had something like this on, say, a surface, with the right angle of the light concentrated on say this piece of card again. I'm holding it a little bit closer to get it to go. But you can see just how quick that is going. It is crazy how a piece of art can cause something like this to happen really quickly. But it just takes, I mean, I know what you're thinking, but you're holding it close to the sphere, but that's just based upon the angle that I'm working with at the moment and the shape. Different shapes are going to react differently. The placement of where, you know, where the sun is. As it moves, if I was to leave that, it could concentrate so much in an area without me having to hold it. And again, this has alcohol inks in the sphere, so it's also distorting the sun. That's crazy. So that could be a piece of fabric, a curtain, a piece of clothing, not even that, just something that's close by to your resin art that could ignite a fire very, very quickly, very, very easily. Look at the way that's just burning through that card. I think at any moment that could flame up. So let's see if I can actually get this to ignite. See, I don't really want it to, but for the experiment, you're going to see, hopefully. Did you see that flame? It was there. So there we go. I mean, it's serious. It really is serious. Now, I know many viewers would be saying, "Oh, but a water bottle could start a fire." Like I mentioned, a mirror, you know, those magnifying mirrors positioned at the right angle on, say, a dressing table can also do the same. But if we can minimize, if we can reduce the hazards by awareness, it's that serious. It could actually save somebody's life. So I don't want you all panicking, thinking that I'm trying to put a big downer on the art, because I'd never do that. It's mainly about awareness. Position your things in places where you know the sun throughout the year is not going to get to a position where it can. You know, it can. You've seen it. It can start a fire. Okay, we didn't get a big enough flame, but it just goes to show you that it can happen, and it probably has. So, but as always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment. If you haven't subbed, hit that button for me. I will be trying this again soon on different shapes, maybe something clear. But if you've got something that's not clear, obviously there's not that risk. It acts like a lens. That is the main thing. So don't go panicking if you've got a nice little dinosaur. Well, if you've got a dinosaur, I don't know, a dragon, for instance, that's covered in chameleon flakes, it's not transparent. You're not going to have that risk unless something else is bouncing onto it like this. But yeah, just use your brains, be sensible. If you're selling your work, again, always give a heads up to somebody that's buying your work not to position it, or even a friend you might have gifted something to. Just make them aware, drop them a message and just say, look, by the way, I hope you're not keeping it in the sun, because I've just seen this video by Daniel Cooper. If you haven't seen his stuff, go and check it out and subscribe. It's just awareness, guys. Anyway, stay safe. I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.